Hi guys, welcome back to the next part of the series. Today we're going to continue with the details, the final tertiary details of our rock sculpt right here. So as you can see, I did go, or went, I always forget the proper conjugation, but I did go over some of the elements right here and made sure to just give a little bit more detail in certain areas that we don't really see. Like I don't really see a lot of stuff over here, but I wanted to make sure that everything looked as nice as possible. I think we're ready. If we take a look at the number 3, you can see that the proportions are really close to the original concept, so that gives me a good vibe right now. All of these elements right here, I also know that they're gonna look really good on the bake. And now the only thing that we need to do is add a little bit of texture to the rock and play a little bit with the lava bubble up here. So first, let's go with the rock. I'm gonna go to my draw brush, and if you guys remember, under textures, we're using this alpha right here. And at any point, we can access this alpha and just change the alpha that we're using right now. I actually included one for you, my friends. It's called rock texture. And this map that I'm about to use, it's a height map that I extracted from an image. And as you can see, it has a lot of really cool detail. Now, of course, here we need to really bring the strength down, and I'm going to change the alpha so that it goes into the negative side of things. And as you can see, actually, no, I'm going to keep it on the positive. But as you can see now, we can very easily add a lot of detail. Let's add a little bit more intensity, something like 0.2. We can add a lot of detail without really having to worry too much about like actually sculpting it ourselves. Some people do like to sculpt all of this detail, and again, it's advised that we don't add detail everywhere. So I'm gonna be a little bit more heavy-handed on the detail up here, and then as we go like further down, we're gonna try to leave this as clean as possible. Here, we could use, or we gotta be very careful on the mirror side of things, because again, we don't want to make it super obvious that there is a mirror effect. But look at how cool we can get all of this detail to apply to our texture here. Not bad, right? Not freaking bad. There's a lot of ways in which you can extract this height information from images. There's a free software online. If you just look for like normal map generator, I think it's called Normal Map or Crazy Normal or something like that. There's Crazy Bump as well. We're not gonna really be covering it in this course, because that's more of like texturing and things. So for now, just feel free to use the alpha that I'm providing there on the source images folder. There we go. Let's go over here. There we go. Careful there. You can see how when we start doing this, we start pulling and pushing like small little elements every now and or in different parts. It could be a good idea, by the way, to just like generate some interesting variation here and there, like break up the textures a little bit. But be careful that we don't overdo this. One of the very like common mistakes that I see my students make whenever we're working with sculpting is that they will overdo things and they will go for really intense like lines or intense effects. A very good rule of thumb is that sometimes less is more. So don't try to like make this like super intense. Keep it soft. Keep it like just subtle. Again, have some like nice areas where there's not a lot of things happening. Even here, I would definitely go with my scrape brush and just like flatten certain areas, as you can see right here, and that's gonna give the stone an even more like natural look, because again, in stones, you're not gonna have detail everywhere. You will have detail on most parts, but every now and then there's gonna be like very flat areas, right? So that's what we're trying to capture here with this brush. So as you can see, I did go over the top part as well. And now let's talk about the lava bubble. So right here, I got a reference, very cool reference. And you can see how we get this, I don't know, kind of looks like melted plastic sort of stuff. And the bubble itself is really clean. So I want to have my bubble here on the top be very clean as well. I'm going to go with a very heavy smooth brush on the top. And then I'm going to go to my clay brush, not the clay strips, the clay brush. Because the clay brush is a little bit softer than the clay strips, and it will also allow me to do a little bit more of a round effect. I feel like the clay strips are very, like, they have this sort of like square, like, I don't know how to call it, like texture to it. And this one right here, as you can see, it's going to allow me to fill this in and make it look a little bit more organic. Now, as we've mentioned before, this is something that someone from the texturing department will probably have to, sorry, from the dynamics department on a game pipeline would have to solve. Like, how are they going to make this thing like actually look like it's flowing lava, if that's what we want to do? Or if not, we can just leave it like this. Let's just fix a couple of stones right there. Yeah, we've talked about this before. We don't want to have like super sharp corners. That's going to complicate the whole retopology process in the next couple of chapters. So I'm going to give them a little bit more of a rounded effect right there, without really like getting away from the original shape that we had. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, here for instance, where the lava is overflowing, we can definitely. Am I positive? I'm not sure if I'm adding or removing. Oh no, I'm adding. So we can make this flow. Keep the flow going down, kind of like dripping down. Let's smooth it out so that it really looks like lava is seeping in through the cracks right there. Same thing over here. I'm gonna just like smooth all of this out. And that's where the lava goes into the cracks, like right around there. A little bit more volume there. And finally, this big crack right here can also make the lava kind of like fill that gap right there. And it can give the impression that it's spilling out of the top and sipping through the corners and through the cracks, like right around there. It might not seem like much right now, but later on when we texture, having those like smooth elements is definitely gonna help. I'm gonna do the same thing over here, just fill that in until it blends with the stones, and there we go. So yeah, that's pretty much it, my friends. I think we're in a really good position here with this volcano sort of thing, and now we are gonna go in the next video to the axe itself. We're gonna continue. I'm gonna continue this chapter 2 with the full like remaining pieces. We're very close to finishing our high poly. By the way, the high poly is just missing the armor pieces, which are gonna be super fast. The modeling is really simple, and then a little bit of sculpting for the actual like hammer, like that looks like metal. It's like another metal bit. So once we have that, we're gonna be pretty much ready to jump onto the next stage, which is gonna be the what's the word, the retopology. So I'm gonna stop the video right here, guys, and in the next one we're just gonna give a quick pass here to the blade. So hang on tight, and I'll see you back on the next one. Bye bye.